What's going on? Brooklyn has cerebral palsy. She went through segment one just like everyone else. She went through segment two just like everyone else. Now, we know that we do not want someone on the freeway or driving that cannot drive. Now, the state, the first order of action. Brooklyn can test on the road, but not drive on the freeway. That is the first order of action. Now that Brooklyn has called, her mom has called, she's called 3 different times, and the state has said 3 different things. This is very frustrating. I need you to understand this. This young lady is 21. She has cerebral palsy. She has had surgeries. She's going to have both of her hips replaced. The surgeries have involved them lengthening her hamstrings. She has physical therapy. She has hand controls. She is a junior going into her junior year of college. She has a car with hand control on the left, a hand control hand up is for the brake, back the gas. Brooke too much, which is good and bad. They have flagged her account. So any third-party tester, road tester, I'm a state certified driving instructor, any third-party road tester will see that her account is flagged. Now, here's what's weird. The first order of action said she can test, she can obtain her license, but no freeway. Now, we've talked to different people, and they said, well, she can't take the test unless we can take her on the expressway. The state makes the rules. And if the state makes the rules, this order of actions in place, they have to follow what they're saying. Now, Brooklyn's mom is getting heated. They don't want to have to get a lawyer in this because this could be discrimination against an individual who is quote unquote handicapped. You don't want those problems. The state doesn't want those problems. It's an easy case. And I will fight for Brooklyn to obtain her license with the restriction right now of not going on the freeway. And you would think it's that simple, but all of these road testers don't want to mess with her because they're scared. And the state did flag her account. This is good, this is bad. Maybe they're just following protocol. All of you who maybe drive with a handicapped or, you have whatever challenge you have, you need to be reaching out to me because her mother's fighting. You don't want a mom. You don't want Mama Bear fighting. She about to tear some people up. You don't want those problems. You feel me? So the situation is very fluid. It's very real. And all Brooklyn wants right now is a restricted license to drive. She doesn't have to go on the freeway. Now, I know some of you are saying, man, if I can't go on the freeway, people drove before there was the freeway. They drove on main routes. I'm sorry I'm screaming. I'm just really upset. They drove on the freeway. They drove on main routes before the freeway was ever thought of, okay? Most of the freeways were put together in the 50s and the 60s and the 40s. People drove on main roads. It just took more time. You don't understand where Brooklyn has come from. She has cerebral palsy. It's a muscular neural disease. I said that right finally. It's very challenging for her to stand up for a long time or walk for a long time. She gets very tired. She doesn't have use of her legs. Her legs are this big, okay? But she works other parts of her body because we don't want to have atrophy take over. This is when you can't use your arms and legs because your muscles just get small. Okay, it happens to all of us as we get older. So, me training Brooklyn, she has improved tremendously. Okay, I don't think a lot of you understand how much she has improved. Meaning, lane line reference. I want to show you this. Speed control. Lane line reference. When she first started, she was like 20 over the limit. I'm like, girl, slow down. Now, she's not over the limit, but she's 10 under. The more we drive, the better she gets. And I'm very serious with you, and I'm going to stay on this road because this is the road that she takes. We're driving on Brooklyn's route, and it's a very curvy road and very challenging. Many of us will go off the road, okay? I don't want to upset Brooklyn. Her mom doesn't want to upset her. She simply said tonight, I just want to drive, Mom. I don't want to talk to Myles about my struggles, but she did talk to me because she knows I will listen. If Brooklyn is driving on this road, she kind of hugs the right. I would rather have her hug the right and then hit a car head on, okay? I don't think all of you really understand what I go through on the daily. Driving adults and teens who could literally kill themselves, who could literally kill us. And what makes me so mad, she is 21, she's got a sticker on her car, student driver. People are so indignant, so rude, so disrespectful. This one lady, we were going like about 7 under, 8 under, she just started riding our butt. Like, lady, get off of us, okay? And you know me, I'm calm, but also I'm fighting for Brooklyn. Because if it was you guys, all of you, I would do the same thing. We need to call the state. We need to bring up all of our documents. Someone in that department wrote that order, unless they just rubber stamped it. The original order of action says she can test with a third-party tester. She has restrictions for the expressway. What's the problem? Some of these road testers said, oh no, we can't do a road test because she has to go on the expressway. The last time I checked, the state owns us, okay? I'm showing you the road Brooklyn's driving on, and sometimes she's a little bit over the road. Well, what do you mean? She's not crossing the double yellow, but she kind of veers toward it. Well, she's not ready yet. Well, we have lessons already scheduled, and I'm giving you a debrief right now. Those kids are on those scooters, and they almost got ran over because no one can see them. Okay, like this curve, she will struggle a little bit with this. I'm showing you this, okay? But I'm telling her, you can't let this big fight, let your mom fight the fight. I'm getting over one at a time, so don't start trying to clock my T. I'm getting over. Blinkers on, I'm getting over gradually. Blinkers on. Don't start trying to clock my T. Anyway, I'm willing to fight for Brooklyn. I'm willing to go to the state for her because I'm the one testing her. And I'm using the state evaluation system. Brooklyn still needs work. She doesn't run lights. She goes a little bit slow. There are allowances. Is she meeting the standard? Yes. This is the downtown Mount Clemens trap game. I brought her here. Okay. She did C+ to B-. You don't need an A- to pass the road test. You don't need a B-. You just need to drive within the speed limit, have good lane line reference, and just take your time. And that's what I need all of you to think about. Okay, so this is the route that I brought Brooklyn on. These are the turns that she made. Remember, she has her spinner knob. We can't make sharp turns, but can she drive? Yes. Does she have maneuverability? Yes. Can she make these maneuvers? Yes. So this is the route. This is the downtown Mount Clemens trap game. And then we're going to come up and stop. She's stopping behind the line. Remember, I'm a state certified driving instructor. I'm paid to do this. And we're going to make our right turn. So she would turn the wheel, but she has a spinner knob. Okay? And then what I had Brooklyn do, we're going to make an angle park turn to the left. And we're going to go in really slow. And she did this. She was kind of to the left like I am. And I said, girl, hold up. I need you to straighten up your wheel. So I said, grab that spinner, turn the wheel back, and move forward. And she moved forward And she did that. I'm going to take you through the process of what I think. Okay? I'm not going to go against what the state. I'm not going to go against what the state says. Let's look at this. Dangerous maneuver. A dangerous maneuver is hitting the curb, running a light. Brooklyn does not do that. A dangerous maneuver is failure to yield. Brooklyn does not do that. Do you see where I'm going with this? Brooklyn will pass. Let's continue. Smooth acceleration. Brooklyn does have smooth acceleration. I'm looking at the final skills road evaluation. I have the road test here in front of me. So some of you are saying, what are you saying? These people are scared. The state is not following the original order of action. The original order of action says that she can test with any third-party tester, but not go on the freeway. And if she passes, she'll have her license, but with restriction. A lot of people have restrictions. I taught one young lady who was in her 30s. She went too slow. She got her license, but she could not drive at night. What's the problem? Next, pre-driving check. She adjusts her seat. She needs to work on adjusting her mirrors a little bit more. She does have smooth braking. She's not slamming. But remember, she's got a hand control. It's a big plastic handle, kind of like your shifter. And imagine my hand was in this plastic. I'm going to use my microphone case. Let's pretend this is her hand. Actually, it's in her right. Up is to slow down. Back is for gas. And this car, if you just put it back real fast, the car just take off. That's scary. If you just move this lever forward, the car will just slam brakes. So it's taken me 4 or 5 drives to kind of get used to her using her hand controls. Now, I'm buying in. Brooklyn, I'm going to be with you for life until you get your goal. And guys, she's not going to let people hold her back. So imagine up is for brake, back is for gas. And on the left part of the steering wheel at the 11 o'clock position, you got a spinner knob. So she's like moving forward, trying to turn the wheel. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I drove her car, it's scary because you feel like you're about to panic. You feel like you're restricted. And it does make you panic. Okay, because my dad had hand controls in his car. He did not have the spinner knob, so he would kind of turn the wheel really easy. Okay? So what am I trying to tell you as I'm going through all the protocol? And this is why you're listening. I'm going through all the protocol. Visual skills. Does she identify targets? Yes. I have her. What sign is that? That's the yield sign. What sign is that? That's the stop sign. Then she'll say to me, why do you keep asking me about the signs? I'm like, girl, I'm trying to make sure you pass this test. Stop playing with me. Next, searches 10 to 20 seconds ahead. She is doing that, but we got to keep hitting. Remember, Brooklyn has vision issues too. Next, turns head to identify target. She turns her head a little bit. Now, what is the minimum? Do you have to turn it all the way to your chin? You can turn it halfway so you can see. We were going over in our Masterclass today, your mirrors need to be adjusted so you see the back of the car. I'm looking at my mirror right now. It's not an adjustment. It's way inside. So I'm taking my own advice. You're like, you better take your own advice. Now my mirror is better. Oh yeah. That's too far out now. That's better. And then my left mirror, you're probably saying you need to take your own advice. I am. Better. Okay. I like my mirrors in a little bit more. And then I'm being technical because I need Brooklyn to pass. Okay, so I feel good. My mirrors are a lot, but they're much better. Okay, let's keep going. Able to judge stopping and adequate following distance. She is. Brooklyn starts up very slow once the light turns green. She has to, and remember, this is the hand control. As she pulls it back really slow, the car starts taking off. And if she just snatches it back, it's like you hitting the gas real hard, okay? It's like an old person's car. Sorry, Buick. It's a Buick Enclave, okay? That's their market. Young people are not buying Buick Enclaves, okay? If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Show me data. Anyway, I know some of you were trying to clock my T, but the point is, this car was gifted to her. The hand controls, all this cost $7,000, right? All of you would do it for your son or daughter, so don't even complain. But let's continue, because at the end of the day, does Brooklyn meet these standards? And yes, because I told her, I'm going to bring this information on every single drive, because this is the letter of the law, okay? Because it says on here, pass or fail. Instructor's number, okay? I need you to continue to listen. Chooses, checks mirrors properly. I need to see more eye movement. I need Brooklyn to look straight ahead, and I'm looking up to the mirror. I'm looking up to the mirror. I need to see her adjust those mirrors a little bit more, okay? Next, uses a balanced approach of 8-4 or 9-3. Well, that's out. Because Brooklyn has her left hand, this is my left hand, at the bottom of the wheel. And she's turning, okay? If it's like a shallow turn, she can turn her wheel up, but that lifts up her shoulder, and that makes the car veer to the right or veer to the left. I've seen this before, because I've driven people with muscular neural diseases before. But we want to say challenges. And then the spinner knob, don't even get me going. If she overturns, bro, we're like veering to the left or veering to the right. So some of you are saying, you need to get rid of that spinner knob, Myles. We can't, because that is part of her mobility, okay? Mobility. So I'm trying to get her to slow her speed down. She did parallel park tonight, okay? And she did good. She parallel parked twice. Let's continue. Uses push-pull. She turns with the spinner. So none of this would apply to her. So let's keep going. Selects the nearest lane. She is doing that, but she comes in really shallow, kind of really close to the curb, because her mom taught her stay to the right. Don't go over to the left, because she'll literally go out of the lane. Somebody probably saying she's not ready. She is ready. But we got to have her to a tighter standard than all of you, because you don't have cerebral palsy. If you do, tell me your journey. Who are you testing with? You know, instructors need to be trained properly. I'm trained properly. Okay, let's continue. Checks traffic before signaling. She does that, but she's got to lean forward, take her hand off the steering wheel, because she's using her left hand. Her left hand is at the bottom. And what she does is, should I drive at night? Yes, you should drive at night. It's peaceful. It's relaxed. It's calm. I want to show you something. I'm in the Mount Clemens trap game. You see that? Mount Clemens. I'm in the Mount Clemens trap game. Drive at night. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's beautiful. Make sure your windows are clean. You'll have some glare. Okay? Learn how to drive at night. Oh, by the way, Brooklyn hasn't driven at night. She hasn't driven in the wintertime. Wow. You know, some of you would give up. No, I'm never going to get my license. She is determined. She is determined. She probably took drivers around 14.8 or 14.9. She is 21 years old. 14 to 15, 15 to 16, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 18 to 19, 19 to 20. 7 years. She's been waiting. Would you guys wait this long? Most of us would give up. Most of us would give up. She's got hand controls. She has cerebral palsy. She has crutches. Her mom, after the lesson, she's like, Brooklyn, I'm going in to talk to Mr. Myles. You can come in. Her mom left her. Her mom said when she was little, if she wanted something, she made her go get it. Some of you are like, that's mean. No, that's reality. And I said, Brooklyn, can you live by yourself? She said, yeah. I said, Brooklyn, can you cook? Yeah. Okay. And I'm learning about Brooklyn as we go along, because to learn about someone is to care about someone. Okay? That's real. I want to keep going. Oh, these cards. I want to keep going. Verbalize this adequate gap. She does. She makes very slow left turns, very slow right turns, because if she hits this throttle, and I'm going to show you, let's pretend this is her hand control. This is my microphone case box. I have a microphone clipped to my shirt and one in the phone. Up is for brake, back is for gas. You know how you make a right turn and you just hit the gas and go? Brooklyn can't do that, because if she hits the gas, the car's going to lunge forward, and then she's going to panic, and the car's going to go side to side to side. So she's got to be very slow and deliberate. Can she pass? Yes. She needs to let all this outside noise remove herself, because that's what negativity will take the life out of you. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm reading. Guys, I have the state test here. We have been training toward those standards. Now, there are plus and minus. You know, what is a good right turn? That's up to interpretation. A good right turn is as long as you didn't hit the curb and as long as you didn't cross the line. What's a good left turn? As long as you yielded for traffic and you were able to push the gas and turn the wheel and go. I'm so frustrated. Teacher has to intervene. There were several times I had to intervene. Some of you probably saying, why? She's just all over the road. You're saying she needs more practice, and she does. Disobey regulatory signs? No, she stops. Speeding 10 or more over the limit? When I first met her, Brooklyn was really fast over the limit. Now, she is 3 to 5 to 7 under. Well, some of you saying that's a hazard. If she can get her speed up to be 3 or 4 under, or at, if you're over, automatic fail. If you're a little bit under, you're okay. Speeding 10 or more over the limit, that's not her. Next, dangerous maneuver, pulling out of traffic, she won't do that. She's still scared. Next, strikes an object, she cut her turn too short, I had to turn and go back. She almost hit the curb. Failure to yield, she does yield. She yields for people, she yields for cars. We're in the Mount Clemens track game, car show. Don't hit someone's whip. Starting and stopping, she does squeeze her brake. She has pretty good speed control. At the end of the day, Brooklyn will pass. She's got to be in her zone. She's got to drive very clean. No minimal errors. Keeping the car in control. In the lane. And we are fighting for her to get her license with a freeway restriction until she tests with her original team that put in the hand controls. And again, let's pretend this microphone box is her hand control. And her hand control is by her right leg. Up is to slow down. Back is for gas. She's got to spin her knob at the 11 o'clock. Let's pretend this is the 11 o'clock position. I got to turn my wheel and use the gas. You see how difficult this is? That's Brooklyn. And she has cerebral palsy. So her strength is limited. But today she looked like she was working out. Unlike Brooklyn, you look like you've been working out. You look shiny. I have been working out. I just came from physical therapy. I'm like, girl, you buffed. So, but tonight, and I want to show you this. You asked about night driving. I'm in the Mount Clemens track game. You see that? Mount Clemens. Okay? It's peaceful here. This is a nice time to drive. Now, I'm not an ophthalmologist. I think she does see near 20/20. There are a lot of moving pieces. And I told Brooklyn, let's just focus on driving. Let your mom fight. Let me fight. They don't want a lawsuit because this would be discrimination on a person who has a physical handicap. And if the state wants a problem, they gonna get a problem because they're not following their own order of action. Now they can say, well, she's got to be tested. We don't want to. No one wants to take on the liability. Everyone is scared because we're puppets of the state. Ooh, because the state owns our license. We don't own it. My driver's ed endorsement, the state owns it. If I get a big ticket or I'm in an at-fault crash, I'll lose my endorsement. I could lose my license. Why would I do that? Why would I drink and drive? I don't drink and drive. I don't drink. Why would I drive under the influence? I'm not stupid. Why would I do that? Why do people risk that all the time and then you see all these accidents all over? Because people don't think. Brooklyn doesn't want to be put in danger. Her mother doesn't want to be put in danger. Her dad does not want her to be put in danger. I'm following what her parents want. Her mom is tracking us on the phone. She see, I saw you parallel park in the downtown Mount Clemens Trap area. I'm like, another mom following her 21-year-old daughter. But a couple times Brooklyn turned off that tracking device. I'm fine. I don't care. Because I'm pure. That's what my daughter's dad. You're so pure. Emily, you're pure. I'm pure. There's no evil. I have no personal agenda. That's like when people see us driving, if she's going slower, 3 under, 5 under, 7, they get so impatient and then they're like, that's what they do. I'm like, you're so rude. Okay? And I'm not rude. This old lady did that. I'm like, Brooklyn, ignore her. Brooklyn is 7 years older than the typical people I teach. People are so indignant and rude because there are people all over the world who want to learn how to drive, but driver's education costs too much. They don't have a car. I've looked at your comments. I wish I could drive, but I don't have a car. No one can take me anywhere. And I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to let that hold me back. It's true. I'm not going to let it hold me back. If I got to stack up money for a couple years, I'm stacking. I'm stacking up money. And if I don't have to eat, then I don't have to eat. Right? I'm showing you this. If I have to stack up money and it's more than a $10 bill, hello, okay, it's more than a $10 bill, right? You save money. If I have to eat ramen noodles for a year, if I have to drink strawberry Kool-Aid, which I've done before, you do what you need to do for your family, okay? This is why you go to college. This is why you listen to your parents. Okay, you do what you need to do. And I always get a blue Gatorade. They know my routine, right? They know my routine. So Brooklyn has to lock in. Her mom's going to do the fight. She called the state 3 times. 2 people said the same thing. Well, I've never heard of this before. This is so bizarre. I'm like, lady, what you saying? And then, so every time she called, they're all in one room. They're all in a different department. They all don't know what each other is saying. They're all talking to their supervisor. So what do I need you to do? I need you to pray for Brooklyn. I need you to lock in for Brooklyn because I'm going to keep you informed of Brooklyn's story. Okay? As these 2 random guys come walking past me. You saw my face. I don't like people walking up on me. I like it out. Okay, I'm from the hood. This means you don't let people walk up on you. You see? It's true. So, we have drive scheduled. You don't want to irritate the state because they can make your life really bad. And I don't know if Brooklyn's account was flagged prior to this, but by Brooklyn and other people blowing up the state, her account is flagged. Now, this could be good or this could be bad. This means whoever drives her for the road test, they're going to see, but the problem is, what did someone put into the computer when we all have a license number? Okay. Mine starts with the M is 25, and I'm not going to tell you the rest. We all have a license number. And when you get a ticket, you show the officer your license and they tap it in the computer and it pops up. Either it's clean or you have a ticket or multiple tickets. Okay? So they flagged Brooklyn's account. She's an adult. She has a temporary instruction permit, right? So there's a lot going on here. And I'm just trying to tell you there are a lot of moving pieces. A lot of you might not be strong enough to handle this and stomach this. Some of you are like, man, I really want to see what's going to happen. So I'm going to continue training Brooklyn. We're going to continue helping her reach her goal. What I need you to do is just lock in, subscribe. I'll give you real honest updates. I'll look at the rules myself, and then I'll give you feedback. So we need to pray for Brooklyn. She has cerebral palsy. I'm a state certified driving instructor. The family asked me to train their daughter to the standards for the road test, and we're getting her ready. I'm going to be hard on her. And Brooklyn, you're going too slow. Okay. Brooklyn, you're going too fast. Okay. Brooklyn, you're all over the road. Hold that wheel. Okay. So we have lessons locked in. Guys, I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And let's all pray for Brooklyn. Bye.